You wake up, check your bank app, and do that quick mental math you've done 100 times before. Bills are paid barely. There's a little left over, but not enough to feel relaxed. You tell yourself, if I just made a bit more, everything would click. And then you go on with your day. If that made you think, that's literally me, yeah, you're not alone. I spend way too much time thinking about the 3 phases of wealth everyone enters, but few recognize. If you're someone who is stuck or stagnant about personal finance, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's the thing. Most people think wealth is just a straight line. You earn more, you save more, you invest more, and eventually you're rich. But look, if that were true, we wouldn't see so many high earners living paycheck to paycheck, or people making average incomes quietly building serious wealth. So today, I want to break down the 3 phases of wealth almost everyone passes through. Not income levels, not net worth brackets. Phases, mental, behavioral, and financial stages that shape how your money actually works for you. And here's what most people don't realize. You can be stuck in one phase for decades without knowing it. Let's start with phase 1. Phase 1 is what I call survival mode. This is where most adults spend a huge chunk of their lives. In this phase, money is reactive. You're not really planning with it. You're responding to it. Bills come in, paychecks come in, and your job is to make sure the timing lines up. Psychologically, this phase is exhausting. Your brain is constantly scanning for threats. Rent, food, emergencies, unexpected expenses. Studies from behavioral economists show that when people are under financial stress, their cognitive bandwidth drops significantly, by the equivalent of losing 10 to 15 IQ points. That's not an insult. That's science. So if you've ever wondered why it feels so hard to think long-term when money is tight, that's why. Here's a real example. Say you make $45,000 a year. After taxes, that's roughly $3,000 a month. Rent is $1,200. Utilities, $200. Food, $400. Transportation, $300. Insurance, $200. We're already at $2,300. And we haven't even talked about subscriptions, debt payments, or life happening. There's not much left to optimize. So your focus becomes survival, not strategy. Now you might be thinking, okay, so I just need to earn more. And yes, income matters. But this is where it gets interesting. A lot of people leave phase 1 without ever realizing it. They get a raise, a new job, or a side hustle. Suddenly there's breathing room. And that leads us into phase 2. Phase 2 is comfort mode. This is the most dangerous phase because it feels like success. In comfort mode, you're not stressed about bills anymore. You can swipe your card without checking your balance every time. You might even be saving a little. From the outside, it looks like you're doing great, but internally, your money is still drifting. Here's what most people don't realize. This is where wealth either starts compounding or quietly stalls. In this phase, lifestyle inflation kicks in hard. According to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, as income rises, spending rises almost dollar for dollar for the average household. That new $10,000 raise, after taxes, maybe $600 more per month. And suddenly there's a nicer apartment, better car payments, more eating out. The math looks harmless. Psychology is a trap. Your brain rewards you for making it. You feel like you've earned comfort, and you have, but comfort without intention becomes a ceiling. Think of phase 2 like a wide, flat plateau. You're not falling, but you're not climbing either. Let's say someone in this phase saves $300 a month, but keeps it in cash. That's $3,600 a year. After 10 years, that's $36,000. Not bad, but invested at a modest 7% return. That same $300 a month turns into roughly $52,000 in 10 years and over $150,000 in 20 years. The difference isn't income, it's awareness. And this is where people say, I make decent money, but I don't feel ahead. That feeling? That's phase 2 telling you it's time to evolve. Now, phase 3 is where things fundamentally change. Phase 3 is growth mode. In this phase, money stops being the main character and becomes a tool. Your focus shifts from how much do I make to how efficiently does my money work. You start thinking in systems instead of transactions, habits instead of hacks. Psychologically, this is huge. You stop tying your identity to consumption and start tying it to freedom, leverage, and optionality. Here's a simple but powerful shift. Instead of asking, can I afford this? You ask, does this move me closer to the life I want? Now let's talk numbers. In growth mode, saving 20% of income is extreme. It's normal. Investing is automatic, not emotional. Decisions are slower, calmer, and less reactive. Research from Vanguard shows that consistent investors who automate contributions outperform those who try to time the market by a wide margin over decades. Not because they're smarter, but because they're disciplined. And look, this phase isn't about deprivation. It's about alignment. You might still drive a nice car. You might travel. But every major expense has intention behind it. There's a long-term vision guiding short-term choices. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually move between phases? Good question. To move from phase 1 to phase 2, the priority is stability, emergency funds, predictable cash flow, reducing high-interest debt. This isn't glamorous, but it's foundational. To move from phase 2 to phase 3, the priority is awareness and structure, clear goals, automated investing, conscious spending. You stop letting lifestyle upgrades happen by default. Here's a powerful exercise. Write down your monthly spending and circle everything that doesn't meaningfully improve your life. Not things that look irresponsible, things that are just automatic. Those are the leaks that keep people stuck. And here's the final insight most people never hear. Wealth isn't built when things are hard. It's built when things are easy and you still choose discipline. Phase 2 is where futures are decided. If you're watching this and thinking, I'm somewhere between survival and comfort, that's okay. Awareness alone puts you ahead of most people. The goal isn't to rush. It's to recognize the phase you're in and act accordingly. Because once you see these phases, you can't unsee them. And when you align your behavior with the phase you want to be in, everything starts compounding. Your money, your confidence, and your freedom. If this video helped you see your financial life more clearly, subscribe to the channel, like the video so it reaches more people who need to hear this. And in the comments, tell me which phase you think you're in right now. Your future self is shaped by the phase you choose to grow out of today.